Okay, well, welcome everybody. It's my honour and my privilege to welcome you all to this very first Watsonian global meeting. We're hopefully also joined by our senior school office bearers, who I can see, so welcome, and the principal will welcome them formally in a few moments' time. We are joined by our Watsonian members, our branch contacts, and a few other members of the Watsonian Club. We've chosen to record this meeting so that we can edit it and add it to our Watsonian archives and also share it on WatsoniansLinked. It's important we take note of this first global meeting so we can add it to the huge list of achievements we've already held in our history. I'm excited and I'm pleased that during this horrendous global pandemic, we, the members of the Watsonian Club and the school, have managed to introduce something new, something rewarding, and we've created this brand new global meeting of worldwide Watsonians. I'm going to spare you welcoming each and every one of you individually due to the fear of this sounding something like the receiving points board of the Eurovision Song Contest. But I would like to point out just a couple of things that make some people's efforts extra special. Just before everybody joined, in Australia, we know it's a relaxing evening time of 9:30 p.m. In Toronto, it's a fresh start at 7:30 a.m. Dubai, a sunny afternoon at 3:30. It's bedtime in New Zealand at 11:30 p.m. And if anyone's joined us from the west coast of the USA, which I can't see that they have at the moment, well done, because we know it's 4:30 a.m. there, and we understand if you've stayed in bed, which I think they have. So thank you for joining us, everyone. We've discussed the housekeeping. There's no need to tell anybody of the emergency exits or the loos. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce our principal, Melvin Roth, to share an update about the school during these unprecedented times. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Johnny. And I'd just like to add my welcome to that of Johnny. We have used the word unprecedented an unprecedented number of times in the last two months or so, but it's good when something unprecedented can also be something good. As this meeting is, and I hope that one of the great things that will come out of this is a very strong sense of those ties that bind around the world, and an understanding of how each of us in our own way are dealing with these unprecedented times. I was particularly pleased to be able to invite the 6 senior office bearers to be with us, because I've always thought that it's really important that the Watsonian Club is a club not just of past experiences, but of future potential. And 6 senior office bearers very much represent that in our meeting. I was going to say the meeting this afternoon, the meeting tonight, this morning, this afternoon, any part of the day or night that you happen to be experiencing this meeting. And I've asked our school captains, Phoebe and Lachlan, to prepare a little presentation on their experiences of the school as they're reflecting on their leaving of the school in 6th year, and also what the school has been doing to meet the challenges of COVID-19. So, Lachlan and Phoebe, if you're good to go, then take it away.
As pupils of GWC, it goes without saying that we pride ourselves in wearing the maroon blazer, and from the outside, it may even appear that these are what make us one. However, experiencing the challenges COVID has presented as a Watsonian has confirmed that our blazers are purely symbolic, and that what really makes us one is the compassion, camaraderie, and ex corde caritas that we all share and have continued to exercise throughout this unsettling period. In my experience, I have always found that said camaraderie can be seen in every walk of life at Watson's, from the lower primary through to the senior school. And it's this that nurtures the safe and accepting environment that those who wear the blazer continue to flourish in. Though both camaraderie and ex corde caritas come close, I find myself struggling to form any combination of words that truly justify and depict the GWC experience as a whole. I decided the description of a singular experience may be an easier option. I was wrong. There simply isn't a word that justifies the overwhelming sense of pride experienced whilst playing at the last post ceremony in Ypres, or being crowned drumming world champions whilst wearing the Watsonian tartan. Nor are there words to justify the pleasure of travelling to Japan or Malawi and getting to represent and share what it means to embody ex corde caritas, beating Mary Erskine's in a cup final. And how could I even begin to express the feeling of pride and elation that overcame me when I was picked to play Alex the Lion alongside Lachlan in Preston Falcon Hall's winning rendition of Madagascar last Christmas? It then dawned on me that the word I'd been looking for had been in front of me the whole time. Experience. Each and every one of us have had our own unique Watson's experience. During our time at Watson's, we have each experienced triumph and challenges, and we've experienced the sense of unity and family that comes with being a part of this incredible community. Towards the end of March, when the premature end of school and subsequently the end of our Watson's journey proved imminent, this incredible community came into its own. Though respectively unsettling and tricky for each year group, the premature end of school was an especially tough pill to swallow for S6. As you will know fine well, the traditional leave-taking of the 6th year at Watson's is extravagant and beautifully crafted. Experiences like the Leavers Ball and, of course, walking across that stage at prize giving are said to be treasurable memories. In all honesty, the prospect of leaving school early was one that caused deep upset and uncertainty amongst us all. The thought of leaving without experiencing some of the definitive rites of passage that have become so ingrained in the way of S6 at Watson's really did sting. But the benefit of hindsight is a wonderful thing. In the days preceding our final time spent at Watson's, it dawned on us that we got our traditional leave-taking, albeit it did look a bit funny. It became clear that what defines leavers is the sense of unity, pride, and fondness in those final moments spent together, looking back at an incredible journey. Not the leavers tops in the yearbooks. Our final days at Watson's embodied ex corde caritas. Though it may have looked different to the celebrations in the years prior, we gathered as a year group to celebrate our journey and reflect on how lucky we really are to be a part of such a special community. This is what made it a traditional leavers.
The COVID-19 crisis has, of course, changed things pretty drastically at Watson's. While myself and a good many of my peers were anything but devastated to hear that exams would be cancelled, it has resulted in a fair bit of uncertainty about the future. It's been really strange not going in every day, and everyone does miss seeing each other. It's also been really sad for everyone that events will no longer be going ahead, like the S6 Ball, Charities Day, Sports Day, or the Senior School production. Through these difficult circumstances, though, the response by the Watsonian community has been nothing short of inspiring. Most importantly, we're all more than happy to take these necessary measures. It speaks volumes about the extent to which we take ex corde caritas seriously, that when faced with a threat to wider society, Watsonians have made personal sacrifices in the interests of others. A sense of mutual responsibility, caring for others, and understanding the importance of empathy are central to the Watson's identity, and that has rarely been more apparent than now. It was particularly obvious in the creation of masks by a technology department to be given to local Edinburgh healthcare providers in need of PPE. In addition to that, it's been amazing to see the creativity, competence, and robustness with which we've been able to adapt to the situation. The speed of the school's response was just staggering. Online classes have been going strong for coming up on 2 months now, and socially distant teaching for children of key workers is running well throughout the junior and senior school, and even the pupil council is still having regular meetings. We've all been loving the online house events, even if Preston is losing, and peer learning has seen a massive increase in demand, connecting pupils of all ages and helping them learn from each other. We've all had regular updates from guidance and year heads, giving us reassurance about curricular issues and helping with well-being. My personal favourite so far has been Mrs. Keohan's scone recipe, although I did miserably fail at getting them to rise. Staff have been working tirelessly to ensure that no one's Watson's experience is diminished by the crisis, with solutions being discussed for S6 and P7's leavers. One of the most central aspects of most people's Watson's experience, S3 projects, would be happening as we speak had it not been cancelled, but once again the teachers involved are committed to working on some kind of substitute. I would hate to let the S3s miss out on such an iconic Watson's experience, given it was such an endlessly enjoyable time for me personally. Beyond the school community, though, alumni communities around the world have worked hard to stay in touch and provide the unifying force we so badly need. This call, of course, is a manifestation of our dedication to this community. Phoebe and I were eagerly anticipating the London Watsonian dinner. Having both recently turned 18, we were disappointed to have missed out on what was sure to be a thoughtful and sobering occasion. Nonetheless, we're so happy that Watsonians have still been able to meet for a morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are, of celebrating the institution that ties us together. I think the thing that's really struck me in the last couple of months is just how well equipped Watsonians have been for the crisis. The school's lessons of compassion, resourcefulness, and community have meant that we've been well equipped for the adjustment, and we're here for each other in these most difficult times. The Watsonian identity is deeply rooted in its students, staff, and alumni, and has only grown stronger when put to the test.